Well, hello, friends. It's old Swab here, and I thank you for joining me. I'm in Beehive, Cove, Maine, and I don't have my partner with me. Gamebox, she had a family situation and won't be on for a few nights, but I decided, well, I'm going to come in here and fish a little bit and stream a little bit. As you can see, this is a night scene. Look at that sky. Yeah, buddy. Now, ain't that a pretty sky? Look up there at the Milky Way. Look back here behind me. All the stars and the trees. And I hope y'all could hear it, but there's a crickets chirping. And there's a hoot owl a-hooting. Yeah, there's that hoot owl. You can see the moon over there. Most of it's black, a little sliver of white on it. And that moon will change as time progresses here. I don't know how long to fish. I don't know what that orange thing is out there in the distance. I have no idea. But like I said, this is Beehive Cove. I'm fishing with the crankbait. Right now I'm fishing on the surface with it. You can see those white swirls on the surface. Those are surface fish that I'm trying to hook. There's some nice catfish in here. And it's a nice relaxing place to fish. I've got some country music going that you can't hear. Listen to some George Jones and got a bite here. Let's see if we can get it in. I'm on the expert mode. That's why you can't see the fish out there in the water, the yellow, green, and red fish like I am on the easy mode. In this mode, you're sort of blind fishing. The only indication you have is those white swirls, clouds on the surface, which shows a surface fish. And then you'll see some bubbles, and those are fish that are down deep. And I fish for all of these fish with the crankbait. It's my favorite bait to fish with. I don't know, it's just something that took me a little while to get the hang of, but I got it, and I enjoy it. And I hope y'all enjoying the stream. And there's a lake trout. All right. Nice looking fish. We could turn it around here by pushing on a joystick sideways, and it turns that fish so we get a little good look at it. And we're going to let this and let it go and get the credits. And you can see up here at the top, I've got 16,999,647 credits. And I'll just add to it. I don't know what I will do with that many credits. And we're going to cast out here. I see another swirl. Didn't quite get it quite far enough. And now I got it quite too far. So, yeah, we'll bring it in some. Well, there's something biting it. And it's fairly down deep. I think I got that deep fish, whatever it was. Of course, this is fresh water. Figure I'd give y'all a break from that saltwater fishing and do some fresh water in Beehive Cove here. One of my favorite places to fish. It's just so relaxing in here, and I like listening to the owls and the crickets. Alrighty, nice brook trout. There we go. See that brook trout? Yes, sir. Pretty nice. I don't know if I can get rid of that stuff right there or not. I don't know. I'm afraid to mess with it. I'm afraid I won't be able to do nothing with it if I do. Maybe I'll move it over here out of the way. Yeah, I hope so. There's another swirl on the surface. And today has been sort of a special day for me streaming. This is the third platform I've streamed on today. My first one, I was off the PC. I streamed American Truck Simulator, and that was a fun stream. I had a really extra large load, a special load to deliver. I had to have police escort and stuff, and had fun with it, especially at the very beginning. So if y'all want to watch something funny, you watch me at the beginning of that. And then later on, I streamed off to PlayStation on Gran Turismo 7. I was racing the Tokyo Expressway there in Japan, and I'll tell you, you'll get a laugh out of that, and if you watch it toward the end of what I did. Boy, I tell you, I pulled a doozy on that one. And, yeah, that'll give you a chuckle for sure. It gave me one at my own foolishness. Here we go, another lake trout. All right. Nice looking fish. But I hope you... So, this is the third platform today. Platforms meaning the different, PC, PlayStation, Xboxes, and stuff like that. I don't own the Xbox, but I've streamed off to all three platforms that I do own. So, that's the first time for me. Uh-oh, there goes my fishing pole. Why does that do that? I don't know. It jumps out of my hand. I think that little blue thing there with the arrow on it caused it. My rod gets into that. For some reason, it pops out of my hand. I don't know how to get rid of that without dropping my stream, so I'll just have to be careful not to get my pole into that where it pops out of my hand. I don't know what that's all about. And I hope y'all enjoy it and will give me a like. Yes, sir. And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, and you get to see some more of this and listen to me ratchet jawing here, and tell your friends. Say, hey, here's something relaxing to do to spend a little time. And it is. It's mighty relaxing, and you folks can do it too, you older folks. What kind of fish we got here? Oh, another lake trout. We're racking up on these lake trout. I wish I could do that in real life. Yeah. Now, I don't know if y'all can see that. There's bubbles out there. Those are fish that are down deep. And now I'm going to take that crankbait and pull it down deep and sort of get it right above the bottom. I could tell when it's on the bottom, and I've fished it enough so I could tell by the angle of the line about where it's at, and you just have to control the speed of it. Because, like I said, it's a crankbait, and it wants to float up to the surface, but I have to pull on it enough just to keep it down on the bottom. And we caught something. It took out some drag. I don't know what it is. We'll find out here soon enough. And if you notice my lines changing color, it's one of the helpful things that you can have. You can turn that off, by the way, so that it doesn't do that, and just go by the feel of the pull on your line, and you can go by the bend of the pole and all different things that help you to judge how that fish is coming in if your line's too tight. But I've got the line colors on. White means it's normal. Green like that means it's the fish is stunned, and you can reel just as fast as you want. And there's a flathead catfish. Now, ain't that some fish there? Let's see, 79 pounds. There you go. That's a nice looking catfish, ain't it? Yeah. Boy, that'd be something to hook into one of those. Yes, sir. And it's classified as an epic fish. It's sort of a, I guess you'd say special. in the game, and gives you more points is what it does, and more credits. I don't really need experience points because I'm maxed out, which is 20 in this game. And it doesn't take too long to get there. But you older folks, you can do this. Yes, you can. It's pretty easy to learn. All you have to do is have a virtual reality headset. Mine happens to be the MetaQuest 3, which I like real well. It's very user-friendly. Been around for a spell, and it's probably the most popular one. And it's a really good one. And you can find them used, but or you can just order it off Amazon, or if you living in a place that's got like a game shop, or even Walmart's carry them. And it's the exact same thing you get on Amazon. And you buy the headset, and it comes with the controllers, which there's 2 of them, and the batteries, and basic instructions. Now games, there's some games you get with it, and some you have to buy. Real VR Fishing, you have to buy. It's not very expensive for the basic game. And there's a whole lot of DLCs, or downloadable contents, that it has with it, and each one of them you have to purchase. And it gives you all these places all over the world. Well, on the good part of the world, including Europe and Japan and South Korea. Well, that's what it comes with, is South Korea. That's what you start with. And there's 20 different maps in South Korea. 15 of them are freshwater, and 5 of them are saltwater. And in the saltwater, you can catch sharks and stuff, but you do have to progress up the ladder a little bit and buy good equipment, better equipment, and make some little money. And starting off at your credits, what you can think of them as dollars, or the credits are. You have to sort of balance it out, because you start off with float fishing, which means baits like worms and shiners and crawdads and krill and I don't know what else, grasshoppers. So you have to buy those, and so you have to get credits, and that means releasing fish. But you also need to keep some fish, so you can build up your points and level up. So it's a little juggling act, and it depends on what you want to do. Level up first to buy equipment, or sort of balance it out. Now there's an interesting fish, a Mozambique tilapia. It's a rare, you don't catch many of them, and that's why it's rare, of course. 15 pounds, and you don't get to catch many of those. It's a nice looking fish, isn't it? Mozambique tilapia. And you can see there, gives you 12 points for that. And I'm not going to try to explain to you about the points right now. All I'm going to say is that you older folks could do this. It's very relaxing. It's very easy. There's no physical activity in it, except for pulling your arm back and slinging it forward a little bit. Not too, you don't have to do it vigorously. You could do this. I do it sitting down, lean back in my recliner. Yep, I sure do. And I do it with one hand. I'm only using one controller. You can use 2, but using it to one controller is advantageous because you have better control of your reel speed, and it's not as fatiguing. And plus, when you're using 2 controllers, one for actually simulating turning the handle on your reel, well, your controllers are pretty close together. One of them's you're holding the pole one hand and cranking the reel with the other, and I constantly banged them controllers together. Now, it didn't hurt them because you're not reeling that hard, but I found out it was just a lot easier to use one controller and use what they call the trigger button, which is the button that your index finger naturally rests over. And it's How do you call that? It's not a button that's clicked off and on. The tighter you pull the button, the faster the reel. And when you let all the way off, it stops reeling, or you can slow down how fast you're reeling. That's a largemouth bass there. 20-pounder. Woo, wouldn't that be fun to catch in real life? My brother-in-law up there in Chicago, I know he used to like to fish. I don't know if he gets too much anymore, but I know he would enjoy it, and I think he would actually enjoy getting on VR. I really do, if he would take the time to do it. I don't know that he's ever been any kind of a gamer of any kind at all, but I think he'd find this relaxing. I know he watches it, and he says he enjoys it. I think he'd enjoy giving it a try. Yep. And get his boys there to buy him a MetaQuest and show him how to use it. If not, he could call me and I'll talk him through it, because I've been doing this for a good spell now, for 4 or 5 years, fishing on real VR fishing just shortly after it came out. And it's fun. It's a good place to socialize, to meet people. Really relaxing. You fish as long as you want. The battery in the headset, it'll last, hour and a half, hour 45 minutes, which is, that's probably long enough for a lot of people. And some people have a hard time. They say it tires their eyes, but I never had an issue with it. As far as eye fatigue, it works for me. And you can wear if you wear glasses, you can wear the headset with the glasses. And you can also get corrective lenses that snap onto the headset lenses so that you don't have to have your head glasses on. And that's what I got. And they're not real expensive. And I've got a different head strap than what the Oculus comes with. The Oculus comes with or the MetaQuest comes with a elastic head strap. It's adjustable, but there's others that aren't real expensive that you can buy on Amazon that are more comfortable, and they give you a better balance as far as the face mask has a little weight to the front part of the mask. Well, those the headsets that you can buy will balance that weight out a little bit and give you a better fit, more comfortable. And some of them, like mine, come with a battery, and that sits on the back of it, and that further balances the weight that's on the front, so that it doesn't put all that pressure on your face. As far as heat, I've never. Some people buy there's a fan thing that you can put in there to blow air in there around your face to keep it cooler, but I've never had that. And I guess maybe younger people who do vigorous exercise, which you can do on the MetaQuest, I guess that fan might come in handy. And there's an exercise I do on here, sort of an aerobic thing, gets the heart rate up, and it's free. Yeah, and I enjoy it. It's called moonrider.xyz that you could bring up on the browser. And I think it sort of was a predecessor to that Beat Saber, from what I understand. It's very similar. You can't hardly tell the difference between them. One thing about Moonrider, it's completely free and you don't have to buy any music, and it's got a big choice of music that you can exercise to. But anyhow, I hope you enjoyed it here in Beehive, Cove. Yes, sir, I hope you are. It's a fine place to fish. I'm hoping y'all could hear the owl and the crickets. And I know, I'm pretty sure you can hear the fish splashing around when I catch them. And there's several night places to fish at nighttime. Some of them got lightning bugs flying around. Other places got a bunch of shooting stars. And some of them have places back behind you where people are camping and campfires are going. Really, I'm serious. It is neat what they've done with this. And this is the East Coast DLC that I'm fishing on. And in the East Coast DLC, besides Maine, well, you can fish at Niagara Falls. Yes, sirree. New York City, there's 2 or 3 spots there. New Jersey. Yeah, Connecticut. Let's see. I think there's a North Carolina. I know there's 2 in Florida. Daytona Beach and another one down on the island. Of course, the saltwater areas, you catch sharks. One of my favorite, I think I've streamed it from Lake Martin in Alabama, where you catch big old gar, alligator gar. Yeah, that's an interesting fish. New York City, I know you can fish in Central Park. There's a freshwater place there. And you can fish, I know where it is, the Statue of Liberty, right there at the Statue of Liberty. I mean, you're parked in a boat right at the Statue of Liberty. And then there's one that's there between the Brooklyn Bridge and Manhattan Bridge. Yeah. So it's pretty neat there in New York City. So they didn't move too far inland off the coast. And now this month they're coming out with a new DLC for the southeast. And I believe, I know it's going to be Texas and Louisiana and I think Georgia and Alabama and Florida, all the Gulf states. Yeah, all the Gulf states is going to be in there. And that ought to be pretty interesting. That's supposed to be coming out, I think, about the 3rd week of this month. And I'll be getting it because, I don't know, I just get all the DLC. And I want to catch all the fish in the game. And so far, I have. I've caught every fish in the game that they've had. Unfortunately, for some folks that are new to it, there's some fish they're not going to get to catch because they're special events and they haven't done those special events this year. And I don't know that they're going to do them again. The makers of this, Devs United Games, let a few things, they start something and then they, I guess for one reason or another, decide it's a bad idea and they just let it go. And they've done that with a few things, to the disappointment of some of us. So I guess other people are probably glad they let it go. But anyhow, that's just the way it is. Of course, it is a business, and the main thing is the bottom line, and they have provided a really nice game for folks to fish on, and there are a lot of seniors that fish in this. There really are. I even met a person that was older than me, and I don't meet many of those gaming. I really don't. I'll be 79 here pretty quick, and I don't meet many, but I have met a feller on here that one time that was 81. So there's probably others that are older than me. And it just shows you older folks, you don't have to be afraid of this technology. It's not that hard, and my friend that I fish with is really backwards on the technology stuff, but she managed to get the hang of real VR fishing just because she likes fishing and she likes to sit and talk and socialize. And we're hundreds of miles apart, and we just get together. And we've been doing that for over 4 years. And we just sit and chat like we're sitting there having coffee across the kitchen table. It's a pleasant way to spend some time, whether it's 10 minutes or several hours. It's just relaxing, as you can see. It's extremely relaxing. No special equipment, just for the headset. That's all you got to have, and buy the game. That's it. Oh, now you do have to have Wi-Fi. I need to mention that. You have to have Wi-Fi. So you got to have the internet. And sometimes I had a problem with that because out here where I live in the country, there's not a whole lot of choice for providers. And the provider I originally had was really poor, let's put it that way. It wasn't very reliable. And I even used satellite for a while because that's the best I had available. But now I've got a provider, which is T-Mobile, which has been proven very reliable. The speed is good enough where I can stream off of the MetaQuest and the PC and the PlayStation. And I stream fast-moving games like that Gran Turismo 7 racing game. And the American Truck Simulator, which is heavy on graphics and scenery. It really is. And just look at my streams if you would, and you'll see that that's the only 3 things I stream right now. This fishing, real VR fishing, Gran Turismo 7, which is a racing game, racing cars, and American Truck Simulator, which is driving tractor trailers and delivering loads. And I enjoy them. The 2 really relaxing are this fishing and American Truck Simulator, very relaxing games. The racing's a little more intense, of course, because you're racing. And I'm not real good at it. If you watch that stream today, you'll see that I mess up. Even on American Truck Simulator, I mess up. Oh, mercy. It'll give you a laugh, but I hope you enjoy them. I really do, and that you drop a comment. I'd appreciate that. Tell me what you think. What we got here? Another brook trout. Yeah. Yeah. I see a lot of bubbles out there. That means fish on the bottom. Let's see if we can't hook one of these bottom feeders. Get that crankbait down the bottom and try to keep it down there without it floating up too much and without reeling it in too fast. That's sort of the trick behind it. Now, sometimes there is a bait you can use that works a little better on the bottom. If the fish is a little bit slower, and I'm going to swap to it, and that's a minnow. And see, right there you can see my crankbait. Now I want to change that just by moving my thumbstick to the left, and there it is. That's the minnow, artificial minnow. Now, it will sink. Now, that bait sinks. And you can see my line, it's going down. And way you fish this bait, you bounce it on them real little bit, bounce it on the bottom, real little bit, bounce it on the bottom. And you'll see me doing that. If you continue to reel, it pulls that bait up to the surface. But it's a good bait. It catches a lot of fish. Just takes a little longer fishing it. But Lord, if I was pressed for time, I wouldn't be doing this game at all. See, now I got a bite. See how that line's turned pink? That means I got a bite. And it turned dark red. He bit it, and I set the hook. That's what those colors mean. And when it turns pink again, like that while I'm reeling in, it means I got a lot of tension on it. I better let up on that reeling or it'll break my line. And when he starts splashing, I raise my rod tip up. And when he jumps, I try to jerk the line and jerk my pole in the opposite direction of what he's jumping. And of course, when he runs, I move my rod in the opposite direction of the way he's running. If you're just splashing, hold it straight up, or pretty much the vertical. Keeps tension on my line, and I can feel the controller vibrates. And I can feel the vibration, and I can tell by the vibration just how tense that line is. I don't know what we have here, but he gave a good fight. And it's a striped bass. Yeah. There we go, a nice striped bass. And I will say a shout out to my friend Gamebox. If she happens to get to watch this, while she's up there with the family, to her and her daughter, and to her mother, who is be 99 years old here in a couple months. Yes, sirree. That's nearly 100 years. Woo, buddy. Now, ain't that something? And I'll say howdy to them, to my brother-in-law in Chicago and his wife, which is the sister of my wife. Oh, now, I don't know if you've seen that, how that sparkled when that jumped up like that. I caught this fish, and those sparkles tell me that this is a unique, they made that for this East Coast. It's the only place where they have these uniques. And you don't get them very often, or they wouldn't call them uniques. And it's a very special fish, and it's one of your objectives is to catch all the uniques in the game here on the East Coast. And since there's 20 spots to fish on the East Coast, there's 20 uniques that you need to catch. Because there's one in saltwater, each saltwater place too. And some of them are tough to catch. They really are. And one of the hardest ones, now, they just don't bite very often, none of the uniques do. But they're at the Statue of Liberty. They've got what they call a pink shark. And buddy, I tell you, my friend, she had a heck of a time. She must have lost 30 or 40 of them. There's that unique. Look at that thing sparkle. Ooh, buddy. It's a golden bullhead catfish. And ain't that a doozy? That nice white belly. Yeah, and that gold shining on it. It's a unique, and it's worth 14 freshwater points. Don't get many of them. You can see I only have 99 of them, and that may seem like a lot, but you got to remember I've been fishing a long time. Not always in here, of course. Yes, right there's another set of bubbles, and I could tell you just about that set of bubbles is not a fish I want. There's a lake herring, and that rascal is just comes in, it don't fight, it don't do anything, and even those little bubbles are moving around that fast, it's going to be that, or that might be a bluegill, which I don't mind catching. Lord knows I caught enough of them when I was a kid, and was really happy to get them, and I've cleaned many 100 of bluegill and eat them. Yes, sir, fried them up, my grandmother did, and oh, buddy, we'd bring stringers home from the local ponds there by the railroad track, where we'd go fishing and get tired of fishing. Just take there's another unique. Oh, mercy. That's 2 in a row. That don't happen very often. Yeah. But yeah, we'd go fishing there in those ponds by the railroad tracks and get tired of fishing, take off our clothes and jump in and go swimming for a spell. Yes, sir. That's why I learned to swim. Yep. Yeah. Simpler times then. That was back in the 50s, I guess. Yep. Mid to late 50s. We had a good time. A bunch of us boys from the neighborhood. My older brother, he'd go down there sometimes, but I went down there with a bunch of old boys from our end of town, and we had a good time. We had a good time with it. And sometimes we get hungry, we'd just clean the fish right there and put them on a stick and build a fire and roast them right over the fire right there and eat them. Didn't have no salt, pepper, or nothing. There you go, another unique. Yeah, we catch them fish down there, mostly bluegill and the fish we called a sun perch. If that was what it was, I don't know, but it was we called it a sun perch. Had a nice yellow belly on it, and then there was bass in there, largemouth bass, and that's something we didn't catch a lot of on that, but we sure caught the bluegill. Didn't catch any catfish. Now, sometimes we'd actually go down there and gig frogs at this one place. It was called, actually was, I'm trying to remember, it was a frog. There's another unique. Lordy, that's 3 in a row. Wow. That's unbelievable. 3 in a row on the uniques. Now, that's a rare thing to happen. That is really unusual. I hope Gamebox is watching this and seeing me catch 3 uniques like that up here at Beehive Cove. Now, that just don't happen not very often. No, sir. Yeah, tomorrow, I don't know if I get the stream. I've got to go down the road tomorrow. Got to go get new retired military ID. You're going to have to go to Abingdon, Virginia. I don't reckon I've ever been there. It's not too far away. I don't know, hour and a half drive, but it's a pretty easy drive, I believe. There you go, another unique. All right. Boy, I'd love to make that 4 in a row. I don't think that's going to happen, but the 3 in a row is just an oddity. That's unique. Yeah. That's something, 3 of them in a row like that. Yeah, the moons have moved a little bit. I hadn't got no whiter. It's just that little fingernail clipping of white on that moon up there. Yeah, we got a bite. No unique this time. Yeah. And the way this is coming in, it's that lake herring. That's what I thought it was. It's not jumping any. It's coming in slowly. Yeah, this is going to be one of them lake herrings. Yeah, it's like catching a carp in real life. You don't really want to, but yeah, you take the good with the, I wouldn't even call it the bad. It's just not a desirable catch, but it's a fish anyhow. And sometimes in real life, it's a long time between catching fish, so you'll take anything you can get. Yeah. There it is, a lake herring. See? I told you. Now, buddy, that thing looks to me like it cut up and make some good bait for catfish. But we don't have to do that here. Now you can float fish in here with live baits. There's not a thing wrong with it. It's actually a more relaxing way of fishing. It really is. And you could go on the easy mode. There's even a hard mode that has a fish radar on it. I'll show that to you after I get this line in, just so you can see. Now, right now, of course, while I'm on the expert mode, where you just see the swirls on top and the bubbles on the bottom, and the ones in the middle, you just sort of guess. They're there. What is this one? Jack Dempsey, and that's not the fighter. Now, ain't that a pretty fish right there? That Jack Dempsey. I never heard of him until I fished this game, but that is a pretty fish. It surely is. Now, I'll show you the other modes here. This is the expert. When I hit on that settings gear right there, you can see I've got expert, hard, and normal. This is the expert. If I click on that circle right there on hard and pick up my pole, there you go. See that? There's a fish finder. And the fish that are green like that are the ones that really like this bait that I have on. The ones that are red don't much care for it. And if I swap to the crankbait, you'll see those fish change colors. See? And the yellow ones, they'll take it or leave it. Now, the thing to figure out, are they deep or are they shallow? Well, the ones that are bright green are on the top. And the ones, there's one there in the middle, right there where my line is. Looks like it's on the bottom. But it's sort of a guessing thing with these fish with the top and bottom. Let me go back to the minnow. And then I'll swap to a soft bait and those fish will change again. See, mostly all of them are yellow. And there's a few green that they're not on top, but they may be in the middle or even way down deep. And you can see it shows the distance they are from me. So, in whichever way I point the rod, if I wanted to fish for one of those fish, I'd cast like there's going to be a fish right there, and on the top, it looks like, out about 300 or 200 feet. And I could cast, if I could cast a straight line out there, now, when fish finder goes away, I'm thinking that fish is on the top, so I'm going to keep this crankbait, or this lure on the top, and there it is. He's a-biting right now. There's a reeled in. And so that fish finder was right. There was a fish right there on the top that liked this minnow lure, and I hooked it. Now, I don't use that mode very often, the hard mode, but I have used it to try to learn the distances. I practice on trying to figure out just how far that thing's out there. And we got a white bass there. Okay. I'll release it. Now the other mode, when I hit that gear shift, is the normal mode. And that's what you've seen me do in the past when I'm fishing, targeting fish for these special events. I'll click normal, pick up my pole, and then when I pull the trigger, you're going to see all these fish show up out there. I put on these Polaroid glasses, and there you go. The ones in the green, they like my bait. The ones in yellow, take it or leave it. The ones in red, they don't care for this particular bait. So, and then you can tell the ones, you can see they're on the top with bright green, a little dimmer, and they're probably in the middle. They're down a little bit, you can almost tell. And then the ones that are sort of a shadowy green way down are on the bottom. And sometimes it's hard to judge, but after a while, you can figure it out. And the other thing is, when you cast the bait in this mode, and I'm just going to put it on this surface lure, you will see I call it a horseshoe. It's sort of a gauge to let you know how to reel in, and you'll see a circle around your bait. And I'll cast past that fish and bring that in. See how that's pulsing around that bait? And I start off way back past the fish, and I'll pull that pulse in until it touches the fish. And that fish is that's the attraction area of that lure. And with the crankbait, of course, I'll slowly bring it in. See how I'm tapping that? Just bringing it slow. And there that is. That fish likes it. It's turned pink. Bam, there he is. There's my horseshoe. And see how it's flashing around that fish? That's because he's fighting. My line's white. When it gets up toward that red, I let off. And when that big arrow points up, I hold my rod up. And I'll reel him in, hold my rod up. Hold it to the right, the way that arrow pointed. Reel him in. Hold him to the left. Jerk it to the left when he jumps like that. Hold it to the right. I think you get the hang of it pretty quick. Hold it to the left. And then when it's like that, that means that fish is dazed. He's stunned, is what the game calls it. And that was when you reel as fast as you can. But anyhow, that's how she works. And I hope y'all enjoyed it and maybe learned a little something. If you get one of these and you see me on here fishing, or you make a comment and say, hey, I'd like to fish with you. I'd like to learn how to do this. Make a comment and give me your username, and I'll look for you in the game. I surely will, and be happy to help you learn how to do this. It's a very fun, relaxing thing. So I'm not going to keep you. I want to, this is my third stream for today, so I thank y'all for watching. Hope you give me a like and a subscribe and tell your friends and say, hey, here's something you can sit and relax and watch, and might be something you want to do. So I'll catch y'all next time. Take care. This is old Swab, and I'll catch you the next time around.